Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today on the bench we have a Hamilton 663 micro rotor movement. As you can see, it's missing the crystal and there is some damage on the dial, but it's currently running, so that's a good sign. Let's take the movement out and get started on the service. This is what's called a front load case. The case itself is all one piece, so you would have to take the crystal off in order to get access to the movement. Here are the case markings: stainless steel back with a 10-karat gold-filled bezel. The case itself is in fairly good condition. And here's the star of the show. I've never worked on a micro rotor movement, so I'm interested to see how this is put together. This is the micro rotor itself. Hard to believe something this small can wind the watch. Without further ado, let's get started on the disassembly. We'll start by removing the sweep second and minute hand. Now we'll remove the hour hand. These hands look like they've had luminescent paint at one point, so I'm going to check them for radioactivity. They are still slightly radioactive. The dial is also slightly radioactive. So I will put the hands and dial in a separate container for later cleaning. Here we get the first look at the keyless works. I'll start by removing the hour wheel. Next is the plate that holds down the intermediate wheels. Then the wheels themselves. Now I'll remove the canon pinion, being very mindful of the sweep second pinion that sticks out a little bit. There is a small patch of rust on the detent mechanism, so we'll clean that off later. Now onto the clutch system. I'll remove this plate holding the tension spring down and carefully remove the spring. These thick springs have a tendency to fly off. Thankfully this one didn't. I'll now loosen the detent screw. And remove the winding stem. With the dial side fully disassembled, we'll move on to the gear train and automatic mechanism. I'll start by removing the balance. Despite this bearing the Hamilton name, this is a Swiss movement. The base caliber is a Buren 1000A. And Swiss movements usually have a small pin holding the hairspring into place, so we'll gently bend that so that we can fully remove the balance wheel. Everything looks good here, so I'll put that in some cleaning solution to soak. Next, we'll remove the rotor weight. Then the pallet fork. Now we'll remove the gear train bridge and inspect the jewels. They all look fine, so we'll move on to the gears themselves. They all look fine as well. There's the sweep second pinion. Next up are the ratchet wheels. There are two on this watch, a larger one for the automatic gears and a smaller one for the stem winding portion. I'm going to remove the plate that holds the step-up gears to properly get at the ratchet wheels. Now I'll remove the ratchet wheels. And those step-up gears. The Arbor hole is pretty worn out, so I'll tighten that up later. Now I'll unscrew the crown wheel. As is usually the case, this screw is reverse threaded. Next is the winding system. This is all one piece, so no further disassembly is required. I'll remove the crown wheel now. And unscrew the barrel bridge. You can see this thin spring on the underside here. I'll need to be careful not to bend that. Now we can remove the rest of the gear train. We'll move on to the automatic system now. Here's the automatic click with its incredibly thin spring. I believe this gear here is called the wigwag gear. This doesn't require oil between the polished steel disc and the jewel to function. And that's the movement disassembled and ready for cleaning. I'll be back once it's reassembled and lubricated. And here it is, running well. I had a crystal that fit the case, so I installed that. Thanks for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.